Well, as I said, I've been working in cybersecurity all my life. But at the beginning, I was working with databases, and the truth is that when I passed from databases to cybersecurity was related to a big security vulnerability that was discovered 25 of December 1998, which was the SQL injection. I don't know if you are aware about that vulnerability. If you are not aware, please leave the room, because you got a serious problem in today's world. And I realized that SQL injection was very funny, because you can get access into a lot of web applications just with a single SQL query, very small one. And I was used to create this size of SQL queries to manage Oracle databases. So I decided to change from databases to cybersecurity. I ran my own cybersecurity company. Sometime in the past, Telefonica bought my company. They paid very, very, very few amount of money, very few. I'm very upset about that. And 2 years ago, one year and a half ago, in Telefonica, we created a new unit, which is the CDO unit, the Chief Data Officer, and we put together the Big Data unit and the Cybersecurity unit. And I was selected. I was elected as the CDO, and right now I'm managing both of them. I'm managing the cybersecurity unit, which is 11 paths, and the big data unit, which is LUCA. And LUCA is a cybersecurity unit, and I would like to show you what kind of things we do in LUCA, because we are not just a single company, we are several companies. One of the things that we did at the beginning was both synergy partners. This is a big data company full of data scientists, and is part of LUCA right now. Is one of the companies that is part of our big data unit. We also bought Axonics, which is a programmatic advertising company. It's a startup which is based in London. We just bought Static, which is a mobile advertising company that is using geolocation to create insights and intelligence. And of course, we are investing in a lot of companies through our funds. And as you probably know, we invest through Kibo Networks in Carto, which is one of the startups that we were supporting time ago. So the main focus of LUCA was to help people to take data-driven decisions. That's the idea. So we call the unit LUCA D3 because it's data-driven decisions. And when I started to be the CDO, I needed to take the first decision. Which picture should I take for the official Telefonica website? It's a complex one, because in the left I look like George Clooney. I look older. On the right side, I look like one skateboarding. So it was a complex decision. I needed data. So how many of you think that the best one is the left one? The best one is the left one? Raise your hand. How many of you think that is better with the beanie hat? Raise your hand. Cool. Well, I did a research on the internet, and I published this in all my social networks, in Twitter, where I have more than 100,000 followers, in LinkedIn, in Facebook, and in Instagram. And you were right. In the end, this is my Instagram, and this is the picture like the George Clooney with 384 likes, very few. But with the beanie hat, it was selected. So if you go to the Telefonica official website, where the executive committee is, this is our president. This is Ramiro, which is the lawyer, Ángel Vilá, the chief strategy officer, Pepe Navarro, Carlos, Maria, Laura, Mariano, Guillermo, and that's me with the beanie hat. So it's important in your life to take data-driven decision. If not, you are going to have a lot of problems. And we are, when I started to explain this to my man or to normal people, data-driven decisions are useful every time in your life. And if you are not taking data-driven decisions, you are going to face a big failure in the future. Right now, probably most of you know how to go from your house, from your home, to your work. Probably you know the road because you are clever enough to remember things, to store information in your brain. Probably, if you've been doing that road long time, you have experience, and you know what is the best road for a different time, different hours, at different time, because probably there is a school bus or a lot of lights in that road, and probably it's better to take a longer road because it's faster for you. But you never, ever are gonna beat to a big data system that has all the information in real time. So all the people in Telefonica, all the people in my team, when are looking to the right moment for going back to home, they are using big data maps to select the time and the road to leave the office. And probably you are doing the same all the time. And data-driven decision can enrich your life. We think that data is good, and data can enrich your life. I like this feature from iOS, which is where I park my car, because the iPhone is analyzing how the location is changing along the time, and depending on the speed of change, it knows when you are driving a car, when you are walking, when you are getting into a restaurant, you are spending 1 hour, 1 hour and a half in the same position, and then you start to move again at the pace of a walk. So at that time, iOS writes an alert saying, okay, your car was parked in that place. Have you been using this feature? Yeah, very nice. And the last one is one that is, I use it every day. Every time that I need to book for a restaurant, I go to Google and search for the restaurant. And if you search for one restaurant in Google, you will look at the bottom panel, you can see something like that, which is popular times in that restaurant. Google is analyzing through Android how many people are in every single restaurant in the world, how long they stay in the restaurant, and how crowded is the restaurant. You can go to the Google and discover that. It's in every single restaurant along the world. So we believe that data can enrich your life, and data-driven decisions are good for all the businesses. We are using the big data technologies to help our cycling team. Probably you know that we are sponsoring Movistar team, which is the #1 cycling team in the world. They've been the #1 the last 3 years. They just won the Bastogne-Lieja 4 times with Valverde this week. And the idea is that they are using data to analyze the energy of every single cycling. If they don't have that information in a Tour of France or in a Vuelta in Spain, it's impossible to win the race, because they need 21 days and they don't have enough energy. So they are analyzing every cycling every day, and they have that graphics, and using that graphic, they are able to know when the cyclist is at top of the performance or is underperforming. And analyzing that energy after one race, they know exactly how much energy they lost every day. Doing this, they can plan the races. So using big data is important, is needed every day for every single business. And if you are not taking decisions based on data, you will face a failure with your company in the future. And one of the most important data is the location. You've been here to talk about location, and I would like to explain a little bit about what is the impact of location and how all the companies have been trying to get exactly where you are every single time of your life from a long time ago. So in 2007, when the iPhone was launched, we have a special feature, which is the GPS location, the location toggle. If you go to the location, to your iPhone, and you toggle off the location, the GPS permission, probably you will think that no one knows where you are, which is false. Because everybody is tracking you using a lot of different tricks. Probably, if you look at the permission that apps are requiring to run in your smartphone, you will discover something like that. This is a normal combination from an Android app in which they are requiring access for the access find location and get accounts. Joining those permissions, they know what is your email address, what is your Facebook account, and where you are every single moment in your life. But if not, if you are not giving them the get account permissions or the access find location, it doesn't matter. They are going to use different tricks. For instance, one of the best tricks that are in use by the big companies like Google, Microsoft, or Apple is using warp driving. Probably you know that car is the Google car. The Google car was in a big scandal years ago because they were using Google car to track the Wi-Fi networks in the cities. Plotting in the map the Wi-Fi network, they will be able to know exactly where you are if they know what Wi-Fi networks your device is in contact to at every single moment. So if you are here and you are discovering Wi-Fi networks, Google, Apple, or Microsoft knows exactly where you are. So it was a very big scandal because at the beginning they were using the Google Street Car to create the map. But in the end, they decided to change the way of collecting that information, and they used your device as a sensor. So every one of you, if you have an Android, you are reporting where you are, even if you toggle off the location permission. If you have an iPhone, you are reporting where you are, and you are sending to Apple exactly all the new Wi-Fi networks, even if you toggle off your location permission. Did you know that? Raise your hand if for you it's new. It's new? Well, all of you were aware of that. Perfect. At the same time, we, as a telco operator, we as Telefónica, we know where you are. Because you need to be connected to the network, to the cell phone networks. And we know exactly where the antennas are. And when you are connected to one antenna, we know exactly, more or less accurate, where you are. And you cannot fake that because you are connected physically to one of our antennas. So that's very important because when we are talking about location, always appears something which is the privacy issue. Because we know where you are. Okay? So the problem with that is that if we know where you are, we know who you are. Because you are where you are. We know where's your home, where's your work, where is living your lover. How many lovers do you have? Yes, we know that. We know if you go to one specific shop, if you are, I don't know, buying weapons, or if you are, I don't know, in a crappy sex toys shop, who knows? We know where you go in holidays, we know what kind of concerts do you like, because you are in a specific place at some specific timing. if you have a problem, a medical problem, because you are every week in a hospital, we know that you have a problem, a medical problem. We know what are your interests because you are attending a Carto event here today, and we know that you have this kind of interest. We know what is your sporting, if you are driving a car or a bike or the skate or walking. We know if you are living in a house that belongs to you or is rent, because we can use external sources to cross that data. We know exactly if you are rich or poor because we know what kind of restaurants you are visiting, what neighborhood you live, etc. We know your friends because you are making visits. We know your friends. We know your social circle. And if we put all this together, we know your religion, ideas, your political parties. If you were attending, I don't know, illegal meeting in the Castellana. We know everything about that. So how many of you are a little worried about the privacy with the location data? Yeah. Well, that's the world we live, because we can use that data also to enrich our life. So the most important is not if the location could be bad. The most important is that if we are able to use that data for the good, and we can use that location data to create a lot of things that can enrich our life. And that's the idea that I want you to keep in your mind. So we need to take care about the location. You need to take care about that free app that you are installing in your device and is asking only for your Wi-Fi connection and get account permissions, because probably it's tracking you. So in Telefónica, we thought carefully about this, because we know the location of all of our customers. And in Telefónica, we believe that the data that is generated by our customers, by using our services, belongs to our customers, not belongs to us. So we are not going to sell any data ever, because the data that is generated by our customers using our services belongs to our customers. And I used to put this in the conferences for journalists, sorry, it's in Spanish, because sometimes I need to explain what is a data, what is anonymous data, what is aggregated data, and what are insights. In Telefónica, when we are using location data, when we are creating products, big data products, based in location, we are using insights. Never ever we are selling data, we are never ever are selling any kind of data that belongs to our customer. Did you understand this? Was I clear enough? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So this said, we've been using data to enrich the life of our customers years ago. One of the things that we were using to enrich the life of our customer was this, which is smart digits. I like this technology because it's helping users to protect their credit card. So the idea is quite simple. When someone is using the credit card, we know if the credit card is at the same time that the mobile phone, that the cell phone. Well, actually, we don't know that. We know where's the cell phone. We know the location of our customers because we know the location of the cell phone. So if at some time our customers want to protect his credit card, they can opt in through his bank to ask for a double confirmation. The idea, for a double check. The idea is that our customer used the credit card, the customer of CaixaBank, for instance, used the credit card, then they know exactly in which point of sale the credit card was used, and if the customer says that he wants to protect their credit card, then the bank asks us to know exactly if the cell phone is in a postal code. That's the accurate that we answer. And if it's not at the same postal code, probably the credit card has been stolen. So that's one of the services that we use to enrich the life of our customers. But there are a lot of services that we were using. One of them is with Facebook. Facebook has a very nice service that I like, which is the safety check. The safety check is something that allows your friends to know that you are okay when something happened when you are. It's quite simple. If we are here in Madrid and something happened in Callao, automatically Facebook is going to send a safety check requirement to all people that is here in the zone to say, yes, I'm okay. So your friends will know in Facebook that you are okay, you are not having any trouble with that happened here. So the idea is that if they don't know the location, if Facebook doesn't know where you are, they cannot contact you. So using this service, our customers can say, okay, I want to share my location when something happened with Facebook in the area in which I am. So the idea is that Facebook connects to Telefónica, telling us, okay, there is something happened in Callao right now. Give me information about all the Facebook customers that are using Telefónica services that says yes to be contacted when something happened where they are, because I'm going to send a safety check request through Facebook. So this is one of the services that we launched this February, and there is a video on the internet. I'm not going to use it. So we were using location in completely anonymous because we are not sharing data with Facebook at all to enrich the life of our customers. Another interesting services that we created with location is to transform the media industry. This is quite interesting because in London, we are managing the Wi-Fi network. You can connect to the Wi-Fi network for free. We know exactly where are the mobile phones that are connecting to our Wi-Fi network of our customers. So we help to the company that is putting the ads, the physical ads, in the panels that you have on the station, to know exactly what insights of people are at every time, at every hour, in every station. So they transform the way they were selling ads from a physical space to an audience space. So they can sell ads to people who have a big commute, that is spending more than 1 hour on the train, etc. So if they want to sell a car, if you want to sell a car, probably you are interested in that kind of people, and people coming from a specific neighborhood, etc. So this one another of the services that we did with location. Well, this is another example that we did here in Madrid with Carto. This is one that I wanted to do from the beginnings, because I live in the south of Madrid. I need to commute every day more than 1 hour, and when the contamination, when the air is in bad conditions, the mayor of Madrid closed some areas. So if the traffic is a pain in the ass every day, when the center of the city is closed, it's a nightmare. So one of the things that we were doing was analyzing the traffic of Madrid, how many people were coming from one specific area to another specific area at some time, and cross that data with the air pollution data, which is an open data that we have in Madrid. So with that information here, we were able to say, okay, we need to close this postal code, but we don't need to close all the postal codes, and to analyze exactly what is the impact of closing one specific area of the city. How many commuters are going to be affected, as we were listening at the first talk in the keynote. So this is something that we did with Carto. And I think that I have the example here. This is the idea. So we can analyze almost in real time, information related to the citizen of one area, in this example, the traffic. And you can see, okay, how many people are taking more than 30 minutes to commute, how many people are coming from one specific postal code, how many people are in a road of more than 30 kilometers or whatever. So you can take decisions based on data of the people who are living in your city. So this is one good example. Oh, sorry, I think that you weren't able to watch the. This is the use case. We are running this. You can take decisions and you can do queries. How many people are from Móstoles, the best city in the world? It's like New York, but here in Madrid. So you can analyze, you can do queries to the data and take this, decisions based on data. So another example that we did with location is to analyze the IoT network. So if you need to think about the number of sensors that are appearing on the cities, in the smart cities, this is huge. There are sensors in the, I don't know, in the lights, in the gardens, in the roads, in the parking slots. So there are sensors in a lot of places. If you don't have a system that allows you to create queries and take decisions based on that geographical information, is impossible. We did it with Malaga. With Valencia, we work in another interesting case. It was related to the fallas, one of the most important parties in Madrid, in Spain, and it was, and the idea was to know exactly from where the people was attending to the falla, from what areas of Spain, from what countries around the world, and you can take decisions based on that. And the insight is that I think that I got the use case here. The idea is that you can know exactly if your campaigns, marketing campaigns, are working in France, are working in Netherlands, are working in Italy, or not. If you need to improve the marketing campaigns that you are creating for one specific region in Spain, or if you need to create a charter flight for one specific country to get more people be attracted in the party. So this was analyzing, the idea is that we were analyzing the location from the people who was attending the fallas, and as you can see, there are people from almost all European countries, Germany, Italy, France, United Kingdom, United States, Russia, a lot of people, and you can take decisions based on that data. And I would like to talk about the location things that well, of course, we did also with the Manchester City. We were analyzing the highways, the commute, etc., and we crossed the data with the accident information, which is also an open data, is part of the open data that we have from the city, and we were learning things about the city and the accidents. And the last three are related to something which is very important for us, which is big data for social good. And we have a lot of people internally in LUCA that are thinking in how to improve our life using our data, our location data, just for social good, giving it for social good. And we were working in a lot of studies. One of those was with we started years ago with the Mexico earthquake, and we realized that using the data that we have from the antennas, we have a lot of information. When something happens in any place around the world, the first network, the first sensor that is going to be able to detect it is the telco network, because everybody try to connect to someone and try to do a phone call, try to say, I'm okay, try to explain, something happened, try to get information. So when something happened, our network changed dramatically. And we can see how the antennas are growing in activity. So we discovered that, and we started to work with a lot of different projects. And we partnered with UNICEF to do a lot of different things. Right now, and I would like to put the audio. I don't know if I can put the audio, because I got a video from no, I don't have the video here. Yeah, yes, I got it. Do I have audio? Yeah. I would like to put a video. Yeah. 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 Okay. No, it's not working. Okay, no, don't worry. Well, it's a use case that we did with UNICEF. The idea is that they need data to do different things, and I can show you. I can show you the use case that we did with Carto, which is quite interesting. The traffic and where magic box. This is. Well, the idea is that, as I said, when something happens in any part of the world, we are the first to know it, to detect it. And in Colombia, UNICEF has a project which is the Magic Box project. The idea is that they are collecting data from all the sources, all the big sources that are on the country to try to detect that something happened, an earthquake, a landslide, a flood, wherever. And we are connecting our data to the UNICEF data in real time, to help them to react as soon as possible to support the people of the country that is suffering one of the big problems, the earthquake or whatever. And not only we are helping them to detect things, we are also helping them to detect or to predict what is going to be the next area to be affected when an epidemic happens in a country. So we are helping them, giving to them the connection of every city that we have from the commute of every customer. So if we know that one specific city have more people coming from one specific area, they can predict that the next focus of that infection is going to be in one specific area or one specific city. And they are using that data to send supplies in advance to prevent the epidemic. So that's very important about for us, about big data for social good, and we are putting a lot of effort on using that location data for good. So in the end, I want to give you two messages. First one is location is very powerful. It's very powerful, and you can take a lot of insights about locations. And the second one is, of course, location data could be dangerous for your privacy. If your privacy is not well taken by the people who knows where you are, of course you are going to have an issue with privacy. But at the same time, location is very powerful to enrich your life and enrich our life as a community, because we can use the data of all the network, of all of us, to detect things like this. So that's all. I would like to invite you at the end to attend to our next event, which is going to be held here in Madrid. It's Big Data for Social Good. Here in Madrid is 18th of May. So if you have the opportunity of living in this beautiful city, which is Madrid, or close to it, you are invited to come to the event. And if you want to be in contact with us, you can do it through our web, which is www.lucad3.com, and you can be in contact with us in the blog. We are doing a lot of very good studies like this, how to use the location data to select the best place to land when you are falling with a parachute, or how to analyze the London open data set to discover that the Londoners are spending more than £200,000 a year to save pets, because it's data from the fireman city. And that's all. Thank you very much for your time.